Hello again, lockpicking Paul here, and what I've got tonight is a CES Euro cylinder. This was from Jason34 on the UK Locksport forum. It's part of a package of really awesome locks that he sent through with some Brady slider padlocks. This particular lock has a really rather gnarly keyway. It's almost got a curve on it. Fantastic key. Look at that. That is quite spectacular. It's like a giant coin. It works incredibly smoothly. And it's got some wicked bitting on it as well. Now, what makes this lock interesting is, apart from that keyway and that key, is that the pins themselves aren't that impressive inside. There are a couple of spools. It's only 5 pins. There are different rate springs in here, and I'll show you that. But it's just the tolerances of this lock. It's incredibly well made, very tight tolerances, which means it's not very talkative at all. You're picking away at this. You can't really get much feedback from it until it drops into a massive false set. That's due to the very, very deep spools in here. And then it's not too difficult to pick your way out of once you find the right pin. It doesn't automatically counter rotate because, again, of the tolerances, so you've got to back the tension right off and apply quite a lot of downward force onto the pins. You'll get a little bit of movement, and that's when you need to almost manually counter rotate. You just need to nudge the tension bar a little bit to get it to move, and then you can push the spool through. So what we'll do is I'll get this set up in a vise and get the camera hopefully focused. We will hopefully slay the focus demon tonight. And I'll be back in just a moment. All right. Right, on the vise ready to go. Need to be a bit careful because I've had to cut the circlip off the back. It's one of the types that is fully circled and crimped on. So that is going to make things slightly more difficult. I don't want to pull the core out once we've got it picked. Not without a follower, at least. So it's just a caution. You could be forgiven for thinking that this has countermilling in the core. The tolerances are so tight that the pins just don't want to set. They feel like they're catching. Can be a bit of a trial to get it into a full set, and all that is just getting 3 standard pins through a shear line. So it's quite a testament to its engineering. If I need just a little bit more purchase eyes. There's our false set. Just show you that. It's quite pronounced. Right, so just make sure nothing else wants to go through a shear line. everything right. I think I've got one spool through and 3 standards. So back retention right off. Oh, did something just drop then? Sure, I heard something. Is that counter rotation or is that me pushing on the core? Oh, I think that's me pushing on the core. Hang on, let's take our time. There you go. That is, it's not terribly hard, but the tolerances are so fantastic in this lock. It's tough to tell where you are. Right, so what we'll do is I think we will gut this. This is a bit tricky because I do not like using cardboard as a follower, but I honestly cannot get my standard followers into this lock. In fact, I can't get a shim in there as well. I could now, but I won't. I don't need to because I've had it out and I know what it looks like. There you are. If you're short of a follower, you can use a business card. Right, we'll just have a quick look at the key pins. Key pins are all steel. And they're big pins in this lot. Yeah, there's no counter milling in that core. And you could be forgiven for thinking, let's go back to autofocus. You could be for thinking it should have counter milling, but it doesn't. It's completely smooth. Right, this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. So where did I go? Oh, there it is. Just don't want to get the flea circus here. That's a great big driver pin, big steel driver pin in number 1. They are, like I said, big pins in this lock. Helps if you get back on camera, doesn't it? And a whopping, I've done it again. Yeah, it's gone under the, let me move the vice out of the way. It's getting silly now. Right, the size of that is a whopping great spool. That really is one of the longest spools I've encountered. And actually, while we're here, we'll pull some springs out as well. Don't normally pull the springs out because it's a bit of a faff. Right. Channel 1 is a copper spring. Oh, come on. Right, yeah, number 1's a copper spring. Number 2 is a copper spring. If I can get it out. There you go. Right, let's get the next pin. So next is a whopping great standard driver. Just try to get that spring out. Another copper spring. And this is another one of those. Oh, I am getting a flea circus tonight. We've got bits going everywhere. So that's another whopping great spool. Look at that thing. Very, very long spools. Get that spring out. It's been a bit shy. There you go. That's a steel spring. If I ever do a blooper reel, this is going to be on there. Oh, there it is. There's my steel spring. And cylinder 5. That's another steel spring. I'm assuming these back two springs, being steel, are anti-bump. Before I show you the pins close up, if you have a look inside the core, there are actually 7 holes, not 5. So I'm guessing this cylinder casing is used for other locks as well. There's 2 redundant slots there. If they'd have put 7 pins in this thing, you put another couple of spools in here, or maybe a serrated pin, this would have been murder. It really would have been a tough lock. So there's the pinning. So yes, very standard pinning, with giant pins, very, very long spools, really quite deep spools. And obviously you're dealing with different spring rates as well. So it makes it not terribly hard, but it does feel a bit funny. But you know, it's a beautifully engineered lock with fantastic, fantastic keys. Another shot of that fantastic key. Just for business. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed that. I did. It's become a new favourite lock, this. Hopefully I can put it back together again without destroying it. So, yeah, have a good evening and good luck with your picking. Cheers.